It's so annoying. I'm not starting this over again. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Jedi Talk. I'm your host, Brad Hughes.
I'm your co-host, Evan T. Boucher.
And I want to apologize because we're having a little bit of an audio disaster today. I'm in the process of moving, so some of the equipment isn't here, like the mic stands like we need that are very helpful. You don't realize how helpful they are until you're having to hold these things.
Yeah, exactly.
Real pain in the butt. But today we are doing a new episode here. We're going to talk some news. There's been a lot of news, man. One of the biggest news stories in a while, or news weeks rather, in a while that we've had. But how's everything going, man? You doing good?
Hello there. Yeah, man, doing great. I think May the 4th is what set off this massive news week.
Yeah, I know. It was. Did you do anything fun for May the 4th?
Yeah, I was about to ask you. You didn't do anything?
I didn't do anything.
Honestly, it was about my normal day. It after the day ended, I was like, this was like a Tuesday in December. It was normal. I woke up, I had some orange juice, maybe? Orange juice, some juice, I don't know. Out of some Star Wars glasses.
Nice.
Those, the Disneyland ones, the attraction poster mashups.
Oh, yeah, I have those.
Yeah. So
I have the space slug.
Yeah. The slug, the Tatooine one, the Hoth one.
I have the Hoth one, too.
Yeah, so use those glasses.
Gotcha.
And then watched all of Clone Wars. I think we watched the last 4 episodes, which we'll get to later in the show.
That's what I did. That's the one thing I did.
Watch the last 4, as you should. Binged those 4 in a row. They're movie, man. That's a movie.
Good.
So
it was really, really good.
Then what else? Watched Force Awakens.
Why Force Awakens?
What else? I don't know. That's the one I've watched the most.
Me too. It's also been around the longest.
Yeah, that's true. Well, out of the Disney era.
Yeah.
5 years. What else did I do? I did something. Oh, we made fuzzy tauntauns.
Nice.
Those were delicious.
Is it hard to make?
No. I don't know.
Did you make the foam?
We didn't do the foam. The foam we couldn't find. We looked on the internet. We couldn't find.
It's probably
I take that back. We found it. You need some weird berry from the deep jungles of the most random country.
Really?
It's weird. Yeah. So
Maybe explains why they're $16 each.
Yeah. So we did.
I missed the parks.
Oh. The drink itself is pretty simple. It's just 2 vodkas and 2 juice drinks.
Vodkas?
Yeah, vodkas.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Very simple.
I guess it's a fuzzy taunt or a fuzzy navel.
Yeah.
So orange juice, vodka, triple sec maybe. That's redundant. That's redundant though for orange.
Remember. It's simple to make.
I would
you
like
can
to
look
make
it up
our.
online.
You know, I would like to do a YouTube video. I like to do. We make our own Star Wars drinks.
You already kind of did. Those 2 lightsaber drinks.
Yeah, it's true. I guess we kind of did
those
that
were
already.
cool though.
Just kind of rehashing the past. Let the past die. Kill it if you have to.
Exactly. And then the last thing we did, we made the Endorian tibiap. Yeah.
Good.
Fried Endorian tibiap. Oh, it was amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that
mashed potatoes?
Is that their fried chicken?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so good.
I've had that before, right? That's the weird butter. It looks like a
Gakking
stick
Bay
of
7?
butter. Yeah, it's like a stick of butter.
No, it's mashed potatoes with large chicken nuggets in the mashed potatoes.
I thought the tip was
with peas and carrots and green beans around it with this green milk looking sauce. But it's not green milk, but it has that same look to it.
It's shaped like a stick of butter.
Oh, well, we didn't do that. Damn.
Yeah, look.
We messed up.
Go over here and look. I can't pick this up
because
it's.
There will be many noises.
It's okay. There will be many noises.
Oh, that's not a good one.
It's all right. See? Yeah, it's like a. Yeah. That's a tipiat. Fried Endorian tipiat.
Okay, well, that's not what it is. But.
It's so unappetizing. It's good. It looks like you're eating a carnival food, like a fried Twinkie or a fried stick of butter, which exists in North Carolina. They do fried butter.
That exists in Indiana,
too. They do fried butter,
yep.
like a stick of butter, and they deep fry it.
Yep.
Oh, my God. They just have an
We got it straight from the cookbook, too. The Galaxy's Edge cookbook.
That cookbook's weird.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of stuff that, just is not it. It's
it's
food
inspired by
that's
the
so
land.
Stupid. Give me what the land cooks.
Out of the whole book, only maybe 15% of it is from the actual land.
The Ronto rap made me angry.
Yeah, I bet. Because I looked at it too, and I was like, "This is nothing."
It looks like street tacos.
Yeah, I even compared the ingredients word for word, and I'm like, "This is nothing like what Brad made."
It doesn't even look like it.
No,
if you look, because it's what's on the cover, right? Isn't that what they call the Ronto wraps?
Yeah,
and it looks like a street taco.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
But didn't do much for May the 4th. I will be spending all of my time tomorrow on the Nintendo Switch because in our first story here, I'm going to go ahead and call an audible. Oh, look, my face. I don't want to see that.
I think I'll be doing that too. If you have a Switch,
Dude, are they going to like
online play,
yeah, dude.
they have to.
Dude.
If you have that capability, do it.
Right?
Do it.
Oh my god. Do it.
Do it. Hopefully that can take up some Animal Crossing time because
I haven't been playing Animal Crossing in the last few days.
I don't either, but I hate. I don't know. To me, it's so mundane. It's so pointless.
But that's the point. Is that it's
You
pointless.
spend 30 minutes collecting fruit, 5 minutes selling the fruit, 5 minutes planting trees,
5 minutes. That's like a 10-second thing, bro.
and then like what? Then what do you do after? Nothing.
You just walk around and they got fossils. You find things. You
Exactly.
kick people off your island.
I want to.
Because you're a
Can I
ruthless
kick
dictator?
myself off my island?
I don't know how that would work.
Because I don't want to be there.
But back to the story. Tomorrow, May 12th, we're recording this on Monday, May 11th. The pod racing game will come to the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation 4. It's been nice knowing all you guys.
Exactly.
I'm gonna
Podcast
disappear.
is over.
I can't wait.
We're done.
I can't
Still
wait.
play
I
that
can't wait
game.
for you to play that reference that I talked about in the thing. I haven't written
true.
anything on it since.
No.
No, but I'm going to. I'm trying to like think of how I want it to go
Mm-hmm.
because I need to also figure out the timeline because I kind of have it in my head, but I think it needs
That's
to be
true.
said a little bit before.
It's between
To-
certain films, right?
I think it would take place before. I think what my plan is to have it take place before 7 and feed into 7 and 8.
Okay. Because 7 and 8 are one movie.
Like
so,
I think
yeah.
the character will find out about Starkiller Base being exploded, and that will be the catalyst of him.
So will he find out about the successful use of Starkiller? Like Hosnian? Will he find out about that too?
Yeah, I
And,
think
like,
I think it'd be
celebrate
very interesting to see like.
Or mourn it, maybe? Yeah,
to
you probably
have-
shouldn't say which you'll do, celebrate or mourn. But
Yeah, I think that character will find that interesting, and then
For
we'll
sure.
find it interesting that Starkiller Base and like a lot of his friends.
Mm.
You're not going to guess what we're talking about,
no,
but this character's a lot of people he knows will be gone,
right?
and it'll fuel his hate.
Mm.
Ooh, that's a misleading thing, but it'll fuel
Maybe.
it'll fuel his hate and get him pumped up for his next mission.
Yeah.
So.
I think
But
you
the problem
mentioned
with
this
this
like
is it
5 or
has-
6 episodes ago, so
Yeah.
I'm just like vaguely remembering. But
The problem with this is it's like it has a definite end.
yeah, that's for sure.
And I don't know how to. I think I know which one I want him to be,
Okay.
but it's just going to be weird. Like I don't think the book will play through the entire scene. I think it'll end as a
Like
certain
implied
thing
that it's
happens.
coming.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be cool. Leave
Yeah.
it like to the reader's like imagination to let them form in their mind what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Make it somewhat obvious, but
Yeah.
like so they can see. Oh, that's where he's going.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it would be very cool.
Yeah.
There's also I'll tell you when we stop. There's a few characters in that movie that I'm gonna have this person interact with,
Ooh.
and it's gonna blow people's minds.
Yeah, I bet.
Yep.
Okay.
It's gonna be good. So May the 12th is my new May the 4th, and I'm gonna be playing Pod Racer all day tomorrow, and I really hope they have online play.
They have to.
Do you think it's gonna be remastered, or do you think it's gonna be?
Oh yeah, remastered.
You think it's gonna be remastered?
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be remastered.
No.
Come in. Oh, who is it? Who is it? Who's at the door? Oh, it's Juice.
Joshua.
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 Bye, Josh.
Hi, Josh.
See you, buddy.
Am I on the recording?
Yeah, you are. Want to say hi to the people?
The good people of the internet.
The good people.
He's coming back.
Not the bad people. There's good people? No, find the good people.
Just actually good people. People that actually know.
Say hi to the good
Hey
people.
guys, how are you?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Welcome to Jedi Talk. Nights.
to Jedi Talk.
The dark side of Jedi Talk.
Hey guys, how are you?
I can't take you seriously with your glasses like that.
Well, the good thing is the listeners can't see it, so it's
He's got it. He's got like those clip-on glasses, the sunglasses.
Magnets.
Or hang on. I was gonna get to that. They look like clip-ons, but they're magnetic because he's a dork.
That's right.
I appreciate it.
But you have them flipped up the opposite way so you can look inside, and so that's what's hard to take you seriously. I'm gonna take a picture of that and put it on Twitter.
Please do.
That's what I'm talking about. It's hard to take you seriously. I love you. Thank you. I love you.
All right, guys.
Thank you for everything. You're the best.
Don't worry, I'll be on the podcast probably in 2021.
Oh,
I'm running 2021.
You work for what? President?
President of my own house.
I'll vote for you. I'll vote.
You're gonna lose that because I know Don.
You can be the first man.
You know what you can help us do? You can help us review Pod Racer because you're gonna buy it tomorrow on Switch.
Yeah, hopefully it's not like $70.
It's 15. 15.
15?
Yeah, $14.99.
Hold on.
Sick.
I'm wiping all of my SD card.
Nice. I really hope they have online play. I'm really hoping.
They will. They will.
I really hope too. But I'm gonna
I'll race you tomorrow.
I don't think they will because I feel like they would have announced that as part of the press release.
That's a valid point.
I think it'll have local multiplayer, but I don't think it'll have online.
Nah.
That's a valid point,
Well-
but I still think they'll be online.
I think they're. I'm with Evan.
Think so?
Yeah, I
Nice.
think they're gonna have it.
Nice.
They might not have it in the initial, like the first one, but they'll update it like at the end.
That'd be so sick if they had it online, man.
All right, guys. Peace.
See you, buddy. Love you. Be safe out there. Let me know about this weekend. See you, buddy. All right, let's get back to the show. So, yep, like we were saying, pod racing comes out. I'm super psyched about it.
Tomorrow,
I can't wait.
man.
It's
The
gonna be
races will
legit.
ensue.
Oh, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Well, yeah.
Who
but
was your go-to pod racer? Did you ever play the game when it came out?
Not much.
No,
I didn't.
I-
I wasn't that like into video games as a kid. So
I loved. I forget the guy's name, but he's in Phantom Menace.
well, it's not Ben Quadraneros.
It's not Dud
because we
Bolt.
love him.
Dudbolt's another one. It's not him.
No.
Not Ben Quadraneros.
No.
It was that guy that
The four-armed
when he died, he
skinny
goes,
guy?
"Wow."
Oh, the little guy.
Yeah.
He's like a little lizard.
Yeah, he had like the. I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
Let me look it up because it's gonna drive me nuts because I loved. That character, his pod racer, was the junk, and then also the other one that looked like a razor, like a
Mhm.
electric razor. That
Yeah.
guy's. I think that might have been Dudbolt.
I think so.
Let me see.
I have not watched The Phantom Menace in like 7 months.
such a fun
It's been
scene,
a long
man.
time.
Dudbolt.
I don't care
Yeah,
what
it was
universe
Dudbolts. I
you're
knew it.
from. That's gotta hurt.
gotta hurt. I knew that was Dudbolts. Let me see if I can find the other pod racing.
Which, speaking of The Phantom Menace, did you know? You probably did, but I just found out. I think yesterday, possibly 2 days ago, maybe May the 4th. But The Phantom Menace is the Star Wars film with the most miniatures.
Yeah, learned that on the
Was it the Mando documentary or the Empire of Dreams?
No, it was Mando because I haven't watched
Okay.
that in a while. So yeah,
I just watched.
yeah, we were watching.
I watched
watching that.
Empire of Dreams on May the 4th too. So
That's a
good.
good documentary.
So
man.
good. But the Mando doc, incredible. Actually,
Bulls
like
Roar?
so far, it hasn't been Mando specific. It's been like a Star Wars documentary,
Yeah.
featuring the creators of Mandalorian.
We'll talk about it in a second. Hang on, I gotta find this guy. This is driving me crazy.
It's got to be on Wikipedia.
It's like it is, but it's like hard to nail down who was who.
Wikipedia
'Cause it's
needs
just
its
the
own app.
names.
If it doesn't have an app by now, somebody make it
Right.
one because I will download it. It's the best resource for us nerds. I just constantly have a tab open on my laptop for Wikipedia. I go there like 2 or 3 times a day.
Now here's what I want to know: does this make these racers and all this stuff canon now because it's been re-released under the Disney umbrella?
The racers themselves, yes.
But the planets and everything.
Ooh, depends what planets.
What do you mean? It would have to be an all or nothing.
No, I mean that's not necessarily true. Like the races themselves.
I never got to
won't be
beat
canon.
Sebulba, by the way. I never got to unlock.
Well,
Sebulba.
nobody can except Anakin and Ben.
Um,
Like he's that good of a cheater.
I'll have to find this later. This will be something.
You'll beat him tomorrow. I guarantee it. You'll
You
play
could
it long
you could
enough.
unlock them if I remember right, but I
Yeah.
don't. Racer Revenge, was that like a sequel or something? This is so riveting for everybody. I don't know. I'm so sorry. This is like one of those things where it's like it's driving me up the wall to not know this, and I can't find it. I'll have to find it later. All right, moving on to the next story here. There's been some news. There's been a lot of news about The Mandalorian Season 2 coming out, and I have a lot of opinions on this because
I can't wait to hear. It's been like a daily thing. Oh, by the way, this. By the way, this.
Right.
Just like okay, slow down.
The
We can't
first-
process.
the first story we'll talk about is Peyton Reed and Robert Rodriguez have both personally confirmed that they have been working on Mandalorian Season 2, which is crazy to think that we're going to get Robert Rodriguez in Star Wars. Like, that's insane. You know who Robert Rodriguez is, don't you?
I definitely know that name, and as soon as you say, "Oh, he did this," I'll say, "Oh yeah," but I cannot put a name with like any project. I don't know
He
why.
is like, I can't spell. He is like such a unique person, and it's so not who you would think would be doing a Star Wars anything, but it's one of those things too. It's so crazy that it would work. Spy Kids 2, Sin City,
yeah, of
Planet
course.
Terror.
Yep.
Those he's got a very distinct look. Like all those movies, like Planet Terror and Sin City. Hang on. That was he producing. He was producing those. Let me look up his directed movies. Hang on. directed. It's similar. I bet you he still directed those. He did Alita Battle Angel.
I didn't see that, but that's a very unique looking film. Like
Absolutely.
That is, yeah, very
Desperado, Grindhouse, Machete, Spy Kids, Sin City, From Dusk Till Dawn, Shark Boy, and Lava Girl.
specific. That's basically a Spy Kids movie.
My favorite of his, Death Proof.
I don't know that one.
It was part of Grindhouse. So
okay.
I worked in a movie theater when Grindhouse came out, and it was kind of like a big deal. And it was like a two-part thing. One was Quentin Tarantino. One was Roger. I keep saying Roger because it's Roger Rabbit. I don't know what's wrong with my head. Robert Rodriguez, and Death Proof was the one. And I believe it had Kurt Russell as the main character, but I'm not sure. But it was like this story about this dude who's in a car, and like, I don't want to ruin it. It's one of those things you can't really describe it without. See, they're saying that Tarantino directed this. Yeah, okay. Tarantino did Death Proof. He did Planet Terror. Okay, right. Sorry. Death Proof was Tarantino. Planet Terror was Robert Rodriguez. Did I say his name right? Yes. But Planet Terror is the one where in Grindhouse where it's like a girl and she's got a machine gun for a leg. So it's very stylized and very weird, very unique type of stuff. And I don't know how he's going to fit into the Star Wars universe, but I'm curious enough to be like, okay, he's a really good director. He's done a lot of unique and very distinct things. Like what can he bring? So I'm very curious about that. I don't really know Peyton Reed too much other than he did the Ant-Man movies. So I don't know really. I don't really have an opinion on him yet because I liked both Ant-Man 1 and 2. I think I actually liked Ant-Man 2 better. Ant-Man 1, like some of the jokes kind of fell flat for me.
And Ant-Man 1 is that classic Marvel Phase 1 film where it's Ant-Man versus evil Ant-Man, basically. Yeah. The Hornet, Yellow Jacket. It's all those do the same thing. Like Iron Man faces evil Iron Man, Ironmonger. It's like they all face just the bad version of themselves.
Yeah.
So at least in Ant-Man 2, it's a different villain.
Yeah.
And I've only seen...
Ghost was awesome.
Ghost is awesome.
I love that
I've only seen Ant-Man 2 once, but yeah, I like it better than
I've seen it once too. But
Ant-Man 1 also.
No, I've seen it twice, I think. I think I saw it twice. But yeah, I liked it better than the first Ant-Man. So yeah, do you have any thoughts on either one of these two guys directing an episode of Mandalorian? Episode or two? We don't know. We haven't said who's done what. You know, Deborah Chow and Rick Famuyiwa both did multiple episodes, so it's possible.
I mean, I think like tying into probably what we'll talk about a little bit later on, I think people running Mandalorian, they just have a good eye for who should do which for the most part. They're not perfect. Like Bryce Dallas Howard, like not the best fit. I mean, she was good for whatever episode she did, but it wasn't a great episode. So it's like,
you can tell she doesn't fit because when you're watching
the round table discussion,
she just can't hang.
Yeah, it is weird seeing her there.
She sticks out.
Yeah.
And it's not a female. Like I know we're gonna be like,
no,
well,
Deborah Chow's there. She doesn't stick out.
And she fits in and she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
To be fair, if she's really trying to become a director, it's gonna be really hard for when your dad's Ron Howard.
Yeah.
to live up to that because I mean.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem like those guys and girls feel like filmmakers. She seems like a fan who won a contest.
Yeah, I mean, like she is a fan. Like you can tell she cares. It's just I don't know.
She doesn't want to suck.
No, yeah.
I'm not saying she's going in to be like I'm going to ruin this. That's definitely not it. It's just not as good as the other. Like
right.
They also they said themselves they gave her the hardest episode to like throw to the wolves. Yeah. Which I think I've said that from like it's the hardest episode of the whole season to like because you have all this momentum building up and then screeching
the opening arc just ended and then what do you do from that? That's what you do from that. It's like maybe everybody would have failed, but I think she failed with that. But I mean, I don't know. For the most part though, they have a really really good eye of like picking talent for specific tasks. Yeah. So I think these two dudes they've grabbed, Peyton Reed and Rodriguez, like I think they're going to be good for whatever task they give them.
In my head, I would see Robert Rodriguez as doing like a really action-heavy episode.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Peyton Reed, I could see something being like a Taika Waitti where it's kind of silly and kind of like a
jokey. But I think he's kind of character-based, especially compared to like.
What
Rodriguez.
else has he done? Because I don't know much about Peyton Reed, honestly. Like, I really don't. I don't pretend to know things on the show. I always talk about things that I know. So I don't know. I want to see what else he's done because I don't know anything past Ant-Man. I think he did Ant-Man 1 and 2. I may have just done one. Let me see. Why is it so hard to get the freaking... Remember when you see, like, you type in a director's name and just pop up their movies?
I mean, if you just jump on IMDb, it's the easiest way.
I know, but I hate IMDb.
What? That's like the second best thing behind Wikipedia.
I know. Just. I actually have this DVD over there. I think I saw it the other day. I don't know why it's Holly's DVD, but so here's what movies he's done: Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp, Yes Man, which is a really funny Jim
I love
Carrey
Yes
movie.
Man.
So mostly comedies. The Breakup.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a really good movie. The Breakup. Down with Love, and The Shaggy Dog.
Which one? There's been like 5 Shaggy
The
Dogs.
one from the 90s.
Okay.
And The Love Bug. Oh, and Bring It On.
All right.
So yeah, comedy
all the way.
films with heart.
Yeah.
So, Baby Yoda heavy episode, I would imagine.
Possibly. Yeah.
I wonder what the time jump's going to be in between season 1 and 2.
That's a good question. And also, like, how advanced is the child going to be? Baby Yoda. Is he going to be speaking? Is he going to be barely making words, barely making sentences?
I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't know. But good choices for season 2 of Mandalorian. There's a lot of questions and a lot of news that has come out and a lot of news still yet to come. The next story here is that Lucasfilm has confirmed that Taika Waitti will co-write and direct new Star Wars feature film.
I really want to hear what you got to say.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah?
I know everyone thinks I don't like him. I don't.
You just don't like Ragnarok.
I don't like Ragnarok, but I haven't seen much of his other work, so I don't really have. I think he did a great. So
have you seen Jojo Rabbit?
No, not yet.
I haven't either.
I want to see it. I want to see it. It's on my list.
Me too.
He's already proven to me that he can do a good Star Wars thing.
Yeah, no question.
There's no doubt in my mind that he can do another good Star Wars thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just very curious. They said feature film. They're tired of announcing trilogies and canceling them, I think. So we only get one movie from him. I'm sure if it's like Mandalorian and it takes off, that people will, want more from it.
Mm-hmm.
Smart move to just say one film.
Yeah. That was one of the mistakes they made with the Game of Thrones guys.
Oh, yeah.
Saying they're doing a whole trilogy.
The first mistake was hiring those people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was excited about it, though, man. But then that last season came out, and it was just... Yeah. They just got massacred.
That was everybody. Everybody in a nutshell.
What do you think?
Okay, well, I've only seen Thor Ragnarok and What We Do in the Shadows from him. I love both of them. They're both vastly different, like not just movies, but like themes and ideas, but they both have pretty decent like character interactions and character relationships, and they're both very funny. And they're both pretty well paced. Like I don't think any of those are issues. So I don't know. I think it's a good fit. I don't see any reason for it not to be. And like you said, we've seen him in Mandalorian. He did well. He's obviously a huge nerd. He's a huge nerd.
Did he only do the last episode? He only did one, right?
He only did one.
He did the finale.
Yeah.
That's one of the best episodes of that show, man.
It is. It's my favorite.
It's really good. It might be mine. We need to rewatch them again.
Yeah. We haven't done part 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. But when this news was announced, I watched Ragnarok the day it was announced because I'm like, okay, I want to refresh just to see. And
I need to rewatch that too.
Before I did, they had like on the digital release, they have like a 4-minute clip that's called like the director's introduction or whatever. So I was like, okay, I want to hear what Taika has to say. He doesn't take it serious at all. It's just like 4 minutes of him being a goof, but it's hilarious.
He's funny
because he's like, well, Dad, I didn't get to do Star Wars, but I'm in doing a Marvel movie, so take that, Dad.
Didn't get to do Star Wars.
Yeah, he's like, I haven't got to do Star Wars, Dad, but take that. And it's like you're doing Star Wars now, so
yeah, man, I like him. He was a comic, which is cool. I didn't know that. I found that on the Mandalorian thing.
Do you think he'll put himself in his own movie? Because he's done it in Ragnarok. He's done it in Mandalorian. He's done it in What We Do in the Shadows. He did it in Jojo Rabbit. Will he put himself in a Star Wars movie?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It'll probably be a stormtrooper or something.
Yeah, that's true. But there is an actress that's in all of his movies, so he'll have to put her in it too.
Who is it?
I couldn't tell you the name. I could tell you the character from Ragnarok, but not her name. I forget.
Okay, tell me the character from Ragnarok.
Topaz? Jeff Goldblum's like assistant.
Topaz.
It's either Topaz or Topez. Don't quote me on it.
Topaz, you're right.
Okay. She's his like good luck charm. Like Pixar with John Ratzenberger. Like they always pick him. Taika always takes her.
Ron Howard and his brother.
Yeah.
Rachel House.
Okay. She's in everything that Taika's done.
Interesting.
So that should be the first casting announcement for Taika's movie right there.
That's what he should do. He
show.
should He should go on Twitter and like when
Right.
he finally says it's happening. Because
Right.
I don't know if he said it or not.
No, it wasn't official. It was like a leak. but-
Those leaks are weird. You never
Yeah.
know. It makes total sense though.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I really hope that what's the dude from Marvel, the main guy,
Feige?
Kevin Feige thing doesn't happen.
I don't think so, especially after watching the Mando docs. I think we're leaning towards Filoni.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
This Taika thing would be interesting. He's proven he can handle Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't dislike him. I just didn't like Ragnarok. I need to give it another chance because I always talk about people hating it one time you see something. So it's very hypocritical to me to not go back and watch it again.
But
and see if I don't like it.
Your critique is very valid, though. I shouldn't say he. The character of Thor was changed from 1 and 2 to Ragnarok.
The whole tone of he was, for me, Thor worked as a fish out of water because he was funny but not trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Versus, it's a friend from work. It's two very different characters.
And the character change is obvious, and it is true. But I think I'd take it as in, like, obviously Thor 1 and 2 are canon, but, like, the way Thor was, I don't even see that. That's not how Thor is. To me, Thor is the way he is in Ragnarok. So, like, I'd kind of ignore Thor from the first two.
Well, I always
go with it.
that Thor 1 and 2 are terrible. They're the weak link of the MCU.
Yeah.
They're not good, but that doesn't mean that change is better or change is
Right.
good.
Right.
You know, I don't know. I need to rewatch it. I've talked about that enough, and I get every time I say that I get like shit for it.
Which is dumb because it's a valid critique. It's not just like, I don't like that movie because it's
His
stupid.
face is dumb.
Yeah,
No,
it's the character's different than he was. Okay, yeah. Makes sense. Good
so
critique.
May the 4th, you watched all of Clone Wars season 7. You watched the whole thing.
Just the last 4 episodes.
Okay, that's
'Cause
exactly what I
caught
watched,
up
9 through 12.
Except the last 2. So I just decided to watch the last 4 as a movie.
I
together.
watched the first 4 and then skipped out because I just don't care. Because
Yeah.
you were like, it doesn't matter.
It was so dumb. The
Like,
first
my question
8
is
were
why,
so dumb.
Why have 8 episodes of the final season?
It shouldn't have
like-
been. That's all of Clone Wars in a nutshell. Instead
Let's
of being
see,
20 episodes,
why do
it
people
could have
love
been
this? Why do people love it? Like,
8. The highs are high, but the lows are low.
but
And they just love the highs.
Here's the thing. For me, there's a lot more highs in Last Shadow than there are lows.
Correct.
But this is just like, I don't even know what the fuck's going on half time in Clone Wars. Like,
Correct.
it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it's
Yeah.
just this random. It doesn't even feel like Star Wars 90% of the time. That being said,
Some of it don't, or some of it doesn't. I don't know.
that being said, those last 4 episodes of the Clone Wars of the last season were phenomenal. I'm getting chills.
Same, man. Those 4 as a movie are better than all the prequels as a movie.
Oh, totally. No.
No?
I really like Phantom Menace.
I don't know.
It's a nostalgia thing, I'm sure. But I love
agree. I
Phantom
love the
Menace
Phantom
because
Menace, but-
that hype when I was a kid, dude, when I bought my Darth Maul lightsaber, dude.
Okay,
the
so
hype
like,
was real.
what's the worst part from the last 4 episodes? Contrast that with Jar Jar.
Well, you're talking about a 30-minute show versus a
but
movie.
all 4 episodes combined make it 2 hours. So it's 2 hours. It's a movie. It's basically a movie.
Yeah, but you can't chop up a TV show and go, okay, that if you're doing that whole thing, you have to take the whole season or the whole show of Clone Wars.
That's why, though,
which means the only 2 hours of 40 hours of content are good, which is way less ratio than a 6-hour movie and only one movie being bad.
And that's how the Clone Wars are. It's probably 60-40 ish, good to bad.
60-40.
Well, okay, I should
I'm
say
thinking
bad to good.
80-20.
I was saying 60 bad, 40 good.
I'm saying 80 bad, 20 good.
Okay, but
It's
still,
just
the
not
ratios-
interesting to me.
Yeah.
First off, I know this is not my thing. I'm not the Clone Wars
Right.
guy. I don't
Right.
care about all the clones. First off, if they're actually really clones, they wouldn't have any genetic variation, so they would all be the same. But whatever, we're not going to get to that. But
Right.
it's silly on top of silly on top of silly.
Mhm.
But I guess it would have. I mean, that's not true. Well, no. If you're a clone, unless something went wrong,
Well, Palpatine's clone didn't turn out to be just like Palpatine. His son.
Snoke. Oh, yeah, that's true. I don't know.
So I guess in
Whatever.
Star Wars, cloning works different. I
guess,
don't
but
know.
in my brain, it was supposed to be the same genetic thing, right? So
Yeah,
it makes
it's
exact
supposed to be.
replica.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Jango.
So then how
All
are
of
they?
them.
Unless I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. Let's just put it that way.
Exactly, yeah.
We're not going to talk about. We're not going to debate the merits of cloning on the show. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
because I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not smart enough to have this
Camino in
conversation.
science.
Right. So I just always didn't care.
Mhm.
I didn't even think I know about, like, paid attention to the clone army, the Clone War thing from Obi-Wan until like much later.
I didn't even think it was a big deal either until the movie came out. I'm like, okay, I guess
Clone
this is
Wars.
a big deal now. It's
Yeah,
like,
I never caught
I don't
it
know
as a
why
kid.
people latch on to lines they do, but a lot of people latch on to that line.
Yeah,
And
I don't know. I
when
mean,
Luke's like,
that's-
you fought in the Clone Wars? It's like, yeah, okay, cool, move on.
yeah,
But apparently people loved it.
I never thought about it. I remember when I found out about that line. I remember we were watching it, and then that line with Yoda, "Begun the Clone Wars happens in
Right.
Attack of the Clones."
Attack of the Clones at the
Yeah.
end.
And I remember I was like, "What are the Clone Wars?" And I was like, "Oh, it's the thing Obi-Wan talks about in A New Hope." And I'm like, "What? He talks about the Clone Wars?"
Yeah, I don't think I made that connection when I saw it when I was younger.
And and we went home and we watched it, and I was like, "Oh, you're right." And then I
Yeah.
just never. I don't care about this saga. So
Yeah.
that's what I say all this to say. Even me, someone who doesn't give a crap about the Clone Wars and all that stuff, those last 4 episodes of season 7 are fantastic.
Insane.
Might be
Insane.
better than 4 episodes of The Mandalorian. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
there's
could. Yeah.
I mean, episode. I mean, it's tough to say, but
All the-
that's I don't.
all the Darth
I'm
Maul
not, I don't
stuff
want to.
or
I don't
Maul
want.
now?
I don't want
It's
to
not-
spoil it.
Okay, yeah, I said too much probably.
I don't want to ruin anything because it's too soon. We'll have a discussion. I want to watch them again, honestly, before I talk in depth because I don't remember a bunch of. I'm going to be like, this is insane.
I've seen the last 4 twice now, but yeah.
But that ending,
Yeah.
where it
perfect.
ends and how it ends,
Yeah.
I'm a little confused as to why they chose that destination.
Well, I don't know where they're at though. I don't know where they
You know where they're at.
I
They even show.
I've got guesses, I guess.
They
but-
even show a droid that is specific to that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So, how does she end up there?
Well, I'm starting my Rebels rewatch, so I'll find out, I guess. I hope.
Because, it's like another layer of this for me.
Yeah.
Because, that's after Rebels.
No, this is all before Rebels.
Not if they're on that planet, they're not. It's not.
Well, that's why I don't think it's that planet. See,
It
like
has to be.
that's true. It's so
Don't they say it?
They don't say the name of the
They
planet.
don't?
No. And
It-
I can't
it
remember.
has
They might
to
have said
be.
they might have called it a moon though. I can't remember. I thought they said planet, but I was texting my brother and he said they called it a moon. So I need to go back and look.
But isn't that planet not a planet?
Very true. Very true.
I'm going to look it up and just see. But if it's not what I thought it was, then it means less to me.
I have a feeling that's going to be what happens, but
So it's a planet in that system of the same name.
okay.
So it's the blank system,
Yeah.
and in that system is this planet blank.
Okay.
Weird.
Yeah.
But if it comes out that it's not that, I'm gonna be less happy with it because in my brain, especially with that one specific droid they show, where I was like, okay, how did they end up here?
But that droid isn't actually the droid you're thinking of. It's just a same series droid.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like
Yeah.
using because that's not shown anywhere else.
Yeah,
in
that's
Star
correct.
Wars.
Yeah, we've never seen that droid
So it's-
until a certain series, and now we've seen it again in Clone
Yeah.
Wars. So yeah.
So that's where I go like that's where my brain goes. It has to be because I saw my friend Justin who's been on the show before.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Was that?" And I was like, "I think it was this." And he goes, "Oh my god!" And
Yeah.
I was like, "It has to be."
Yeah.
Have they said anything about it yet?
No one has
Why?
about the destination or the droid. Like no one's made these connections like publicly anyway. That in everything I've read and watched. So I think it's just like we all think someone's gonna say it, but no one has. Because you're saying it and I've been thinking it, so it's like it's just one of those things.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah.
And that just opens up so many more questions, which could tie into Mandalorian season 2. Which I meant to bring this up when we're talking about it.
The casting that was announced for season 2.
Oh, we'll have stuff to get into that. So
Yeah.
we'll go ahead and do that. So actually, before we do that, let's talk about Disney Gallery Mandalorian episodes 1 and 2. I love them. Very insightful. It's the Dave Filoni show.
For sure. Episode 1 was a
Introduction to what the show is going to be.
yeah,
like.
and there's some Filoni, but then I watched episode 2 a little bit before you did, and I was like, this is Filoni heavy. And you're like, well, episode 1 was. I'm like, even more Filoni heavy.
And it's like the last half.
Oh yeah, and they just let him.
But
It's a one take, about 8 minutes. They just let him go.
Nobody
does anything,
and everyone's just quiet, and they're like, "Wow."
Yeah, you just let him go.
He does it's not a rant, but he gives, and it's not a speech. I don't
it's
know.
not Freddie Prinze Jr. breaking down.
No. It's a breakdown of the Duel of the Fates that I had never
considered
ever.
neither. But once he
and
said
when
it,
he said it, I was like, "Oh my god!" Remember, Holly? I was like, "This guy's like." I've always liked Dave Filoni. I don't think he was the right choice for Star Wars to operate it.
I didn't, but now
I do.
Yep.
Man, you take something like somebody who really breaks it down to that level when you go like, I've never considered that at all.
Yeah, I mean, it is a badass fight scene, but
he talks about why it's not just the
entire
fight
prequel
scene.
series. Like he says this.
I think it's not me. I want him to break down every moment in Star Wars like that. Like I would love.
He could after seeing
give
that.
Him a show. Give him a show.
You know what it's like?
Give him a podcast.
Ooh,
and have people like write in topics every week and just let him explain Star Wars.
You know what it's like?
Dude,
though?
That'd be amazing.
It's like the Marvel What If series. What if Qui-Gon lived? That's basically what he's saying. He's like, Qui-Gon was the father figure.
Yeah,
he's dead. So look what happened.
I want you guys to go and listen to that because I think it was really, really.
Yeah, I don't want to
special.
I don't want to ruin it. Yeah,
it was really, really, really well said,
mm-hmm.
and it's one of those things where you can tell he means it, and it's not scripted.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can, or it might be scripted, but like he's thought about it a lot.
Yeah, and he's in the room of 7 other people that are
and they're all just
massive
like,
Star Wars. And everyone in the room is like, I've never thought about
Waititi's
this.
like, ooh, this is gonna be tough.
Favreau too is like, okay, I don't know.
He was like, damn, dude, laid it down.
Yeah. So
was Kathleen Kennedy in the room?
Yeah.
She should have just immediately gone like, you know what, I'm stepping down.
Yeah, like you got it. You got the job.
She was kind of a bitch on that show, huh?
A little bit.
When
that's
that
why
guy
I
was
didn't show her
talking,
much.
She's like, hang on a second. I worked with George. I was like, well,
yeah,
God
that's
damn,
why they didn't show her that much.
Easy, relax.
Yeah. She stuck out too. Talking about like how Bryce stuck out. She stuck out too.
Yeah.
Deborah Chow was
I
perfect.
think she understands Star Wars to a point, but I don't think anybody knows it like Dave Filoni except George.
Yeah. It's probably better though. I think Filoni knows it the same, but will treat it better than what George would have.
He'll stick to what Star Wars is, not what George looks at what Star Wars could be.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
All right, Clone Wars. Check it out. It was freaking amazing, and I don't like Clone Wars.
Would you like to see the last 4 episodes of Clone Wars like edited into Revenge of the Sith? I want to see that. Somebody will make a fan edit and put them together.
We could do it.
Ooh. Don't tempt me.
We could do it. It wouldn't take much.
Oh my gosh. I want to see that. Like it'd probably be.
We could easily do that.
6 hours long, 5 hours long, but I'd watch it. I'd love to see it.
We could do that very easily.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's several, like multiple music
but you
cues
called this,
and
by the
audio
way.
cues.
You called it.
Oh, everybody did.
Did they? I don't pay attention.
A lot of people did on Twitter, but I'm glad you saw my tweet and appreciated it.
I did. You're usually right. Check out, man, if you have Disney Plus, check out Disney Gallery Mandalorian episodes 1 and 2. I wonder what else they're going to do with this Disney Gallery concept because it's not called
anything.
Dude, prop culture is so good too.
I've only watched Mary Poppins so far, and it made me cry too much. And I was like, I can't.
That's the only one you've watched.
Not ready yet. Yeah,
you gotta watch the Roger Rabbit one.
I will. That one in Pirates, I have to see.
I cried when they.
I cried for Mary Poppins, so I don't
love Mary Poppins like that.
Yeah.
I
guarantee you'll cry for Pirates and Roger Rabbit.
Pirates one was really cool. We watched that one last night. We're also catching up on American Horror Story, which, holy crap, is terrifying. We're watching the Roanoke season. By the way, did you know, I always thought Roanoke was Roanoke, Virginia. It's Roanoke, North Carolina.
There's Roanokes everywhere. There's a Roanoke in Indiana.
I grew up in North Carolina. How did I not know that Roanoke was Roanoke, North Carolina? I always assumed it was Virginia. Anyway.
Beats me.
The Roger Rabbit one, dude, I cried when Charles Fleischer shows up and does the voice.
Oh,
dude,
no.
Yeah,
that'll kill me.
It got me. It got me, dude. Because that's my favorite movie of all time that isn't a Quentin Tarantino movie or a Star Wars movie. It's my number one. I love that movie.
Wow.
All right, moving on to some. We have 2 stories. This is our last story, actually, because we've already talked pod racing. And then we'll do listener questions. Shorter show, but we have furniture to get. And we're in the middle of a move, so apologies all around. If you want us to elaborate on any of these topics, reach out on Twitter. We'll do it on the next show. Hollywood Reporter has saying that Temora Morison, who played Jango Fett in the prequels, is returning to play Boba Fett. This is where I kind of go for Mandalorian Season 2. I should have said that. He's going to reprise, or I guess not reprise, but he's going to reprise his son's role. He's going to come back as a bounty hunter as Boba Fett.
And potentially? I don't know what that was.
Did you make up a word?
I did.
And have a stroke?
I don't know what it means. Yes. And potentially reprise Captain Rex from Clone Wars. Well, he wouldn't be reprising it because he didn't do it. But
the voice.
Yeah.
He's the voice of Captain Rex?
No. He's not in Clone Wars at all, but Captain Rex is.
Oh, he's
and
based
therefore
on
a clone of.
Oh.
That's a possibility too. He could be Captain Rex.
I thought Captain Rex. No, he's in Return of
he's
the
in
Jedi.
Rebels
But that's
and
25
Return of
years.
the
But
Jedi.
that's 20. This is 25 years after Return of the Jedi. He's an old man already.
Yeah,
And
but
don't clones deteriorate faster than normal
they're
people?
supposed to, but they can just make up some Camino and Flim Flam dark science secrets that Sith new magic.
True. If the fucking Emperor can survive,
Yeah.
anybody can.
Yeah, so it's possible. And I mean, him and Ahsoka are like tight. And if Ahsoka is supposed to be in Mando season 2,
See, here's my thing.
I'm drawing
This
many
is-
conclusions.
This
obviously.
is what I wanted to talk about. Why are they turning this into a live action Rebels show? Because Filoni's involved.
Could
like
be.
This is gonna get. This is too much. Like you had like this is what Disney does that drives me up the wall. Anytime something becomes popular, they take away what was popular about it and do it like what they think people want versus Pirates. I know you love Pirates movies, okay?
And you finally just watched the 5th one
Loved
for the
it.
first time.
Loved it.
Which is weird
Loved
because
it.
most people hate it. I love
What?
it. I love it. Most people hate
How?
it. I don't know. They're just like
It's most like the first movie.
they hate what they quote did to Captain Jack Sparrow.
What did they do to him? Kept him
That's
the
a whole
same?
different. It's a whole different.
What do you mean?
Trust me. I mean, like
He wasn't in the movie as much.
they think
That's
that
okay.
They think he became just like a random blathering idiot out of nowhere.
He was like that the entire franchise.
But people are okay. People don't understand how he got to where he is. They're just like he used to be a calculating guy that made everything look like he
he's
was
a
an idiot.
drunk in this movie.
Yeah, and that's the point. He's a failure right now. He's basically not as cool or as good as how Luke was, but he's basically Luke. Like his pirate life is failing, his life is falling apart, so he's resorted to being what he is. But people are like, "That's not who he is." I'm like, "What happened to him? His life."
It's also
It
a lot.
led him-
It's like 10 years after you see him last. Like
it's a little bit less, but
9
yeah.
years, right? And then say because they show, I forget his name, Bill's.
Will Turner?
Will Turner. They show
his
Will's
son, Henry.
Henry,
Yeah.
thank you.
Mhm.
Good looking kid, by the way. He looks like a male Keira Knightley. It's very
Brendan
odd.
Thwaites.
Yeah.
That's the actor.
Are you starting a Pirates of the Caribbean podcast?
I should. I could and should.
He's a good looking dude, man. Like
Yeah.
he looks like a male Keira Knightley. It's very, very odd.
Yeah. There's a reason for that, I guess.
Yeah, they perfect
Perfect
casting.
casting,
Perfect
yeah.
casting. Great movie. I loved it.
The whole movie had perfect casting, but sidebars.
But here's the
Sorry,
thing.
side
So
notes.
like they did with Pirates what I'm scared they're gonna do with Mandalorian, which is like change it and it not feel like the Mandalorian. Now, it's not my
possible,
favorite thing Star
but-
Wars has ever done. It's really good. I like Mandalorian. It's fun. I don't want this to devolve into a live action
cameo show. Like
Boba Fett, Ahsoka. Like, I want to see what happens to him, and those characters can play a part.
It's called
in what
The
happens to
Mandalorian.
him. They can play a part in what happens to him, but like, I want to see his journey. I don't need to see Ahsoka pop up just to. It makes sense, but like, I don't need it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it just seems like it's a tad unnecessary.
I think the characters that make more sense are like Sabine Wren showing up.
Yeah,
like,
she's a Mandalorian.
yeah, like they make sense to be showing up.
Bo-Katan.
Yeah,
Does Bo-Katan die? She didn't die, did she?
I'm doing Rebels now, so
I don't think
I'll
she
let you
did.
know, but I'm not sure either.
I watched
but
enough of Rebels.
those
I
characters
watched,
make
I
more
watched,
sense.
I like Rebels a lot.
Really, everyone
Yeah.
loves it, so I'm going to see here in.
It's
the
not my
next
favorite
few
thing
weeks,
again, but
yeah,
I like Mandalorian better.
okay.
But Rebels has got some really cool stuff, man. Like the Bendu is really cool. Like there's a lot of really cool stuff in that show that I really, 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 really liked. But I don't. If he's coming back, it would be to play Boba Fett. But then you'd have to have him with his helmet off, and then it takes a little bit of the mystique away from Boba Fett. I don't know, man. Just please don't turn this show into the friggin' cameo hour. Now, the only thing I would say is that Dave Filoni is still working on it, and so is Jon Favreau. So
And those two guys are.
they seem to have it
basically-
under lock and key.
Yeah, they're the best for the job after what we've seen this week.
I want to see more on
Mando show.
on that show, Disney Gallery. I meant to bring this up before I forgot. I want to see more like technical stuff.
I think it's gonna get there eventually, but so
Is
far
this
it's
8
been
episodes?
like yeah.
Wow,
So far it's just been like Star
Story.
Wars history documentary,
I'm fine with it.
which
but
is cool.
I
But
thought-
I was
want to
expecting
see.
Mando specific.
I thought they were going to do one for each episode, like a behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
I did too. We
making
talked
of-
about it a few episodes
Yeah.
ago. Whereas like each episode is gonna be tailored to each episode.
Yeah.
Where episode 1 is chapter 1.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We have two
think-
listener questions, then I have to go pick up some furniture.
we just want to see more of the Baby Yoda puppet. Honestly,
please.
That's all I want to see.
Got two of these. I think two questions
There's
real quick.
There's three
Three.
replies.
Let's see. I don't even know where. Let me go to mine. Okay, first one comes from Tommel Duck. I always say his name wrong. At me, Tamaka25. In your opinions, why do so many fans hate the sequel trilogy and shit on Episode 9? I just can't comprehend it. I thought about this question today a lot.
Been thinking about it since December, honestly.
Yeah, me too. I think it's just one of these things. Like, here's the thing: if you go back when the prequels came out, they got shit on way harder than the sequel trilogy did.
Mm-hmm.
Even Last Jedi, like there was no one that liked the prequel trilogy then when it came out. Now it's everyone like, I love the prequels. Here's the thing: I call it I've talked about it before on the show. I call it the Saturday Night Live effect, because everyone always, no matter who was on Saturday Night Live in the present, everyone always hates on it. And then like 5 or 6 years later, once those people are not doing it anymore, they're all like, remember how good Saturday Night Live used to be? It's like, you hated it then.
Yeah.
It's this weird, it's the same thing with art. Like when artists are around,
mm-hmm.
and then they die, they become more popular. Yep. It's when they're not there, it's I don't know why people are like this though, because like if you didn't enjoy anything from the sequel trilogy, I feel very bad for you, because I think you're missing out on a lot of really good stuff. Are they perfect? No, but guess what else isn't perfect? The original Star Wars trilogy. There's a lot of convenient shit in those movies, man.
Yeah, nothing.
We talk about it all the time, but there's Attack of the Clones is unwatchable, and it's a third of the prequels. It's terrible. Have you ever met anyone who actually said that's their favorite Star Wars movie?
No, never.
Like, it's bad.
I've heard some Revenge of the Sith. I've heard a handful of Phantom Menace, but like no one ever says Attack of the Clones.
Phantom Menace is a cool introduction to what's going on at the time.
Yeah.
It's not perfect by any stretch, and there's a lot of boring shit in that movie.
No, but there's a lot of good stuff.
Pod racing.
Qui-Gon's good. Pod racing's good.
Young Obi-Wan. Like,
yeah.
Dude, awesome. And he's exactly what you thought Obi-Wan would be.
Yeah.
I don't know why people do this.
I think it's expectation based a lot.
You're gonna see in the next year or two people come around like they always do, because now these movies aren't being made anymore. And then a lot of it too, man, I think a lot of it's called herd mentality or hive mentality.
Yeah, that too.
And people just go like, oh, well, like this happened a lot with The Last Jedi. Like, you would talk to people and they're like, I hate that movie. And you go, well, why? And they're like, well, Luke was just a coward. And you explain it to them and they go like, oh, that makes sense. It's like,
exactly.
Yeah, that movie did that though. Like, you don't need me to tell you that.
No,
like,
and it's not even like a super deep layer. It's just like he was going to kill his
Luke was
nephew,
a coward and he was a wuss. It's like, well, did you see the end where he came back and became a Jedi again and like sacrificed himself for the greater good?
I think that's another problem too. People don't understand what like Jedi is. I think they just assume like a badass that just kills everybody with a lightsaber.
Not what a Jedi
That's
is.
Not a Jedi. They are badass. And
that's why the prequels bother me, because they're like, they're security guards.
Yeah.
And they say as much. They're like, I'm not your security guard.
And that's the point of some of the good things on the prequels are like the Jedi aren't supposed to be the way we see them in the prequels. That's just like they're messing up, and they can't help it.
And that's the purpose of
That's
them.
what Palpatine wants them to do,
yes.
to mess up.
And that was done on purpose by George Lucas to be like, you get in this dogmatic way of thinking, and then the next thing you know, you've become what you said you hated.
Yeah. It shows the fall of the Jedi. So, like, what we see in the prequels aren't really Jedi. So maybe in the High Republic, we'll get to see more of actual Jedi, but that's the whole point. Like, Luke is the most Jedi person that's ever Jedi'd.
Yep.
The way he ends his life, like, that's what a Jedi is, not somebody that's going around killing 85 people in one room with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
So,
but you'll see. I mean, dude, even like the weirdest one ever was when Force Awakens came out and everyone loved it, and then about a year later, everyone was like, "It's a rehash of Episode 4."
That was a weird shift.
It was. It was so strange.
I came out of that movie being like, I like it, but that was a rehash. I wasn't part of that shift. I was like, I like it, but it's obvious.
I don't care.
Yeah, I didn't care either, but I'm saying I like it.
Like it's not, because it's similar. It's
an outline.
It's similar.
Yeah.
But they're all similar. Like they all is the same thing again. That's
movies. That's
how many ways can you defeat an evil empire?
Right.
I mean, like, you don't have to be on board, but like, quit yelling.
Exactly.
And then like Last Jedi came out, and it was just people, dude. I don't think you even understand the holy shit moment when we saw that trailer for the first time. People were losing their minds.
I can only imagine.
We were in a room full of 5,000 people in that theater, and you could hear a pin drop.
Ooh.
And then that last time, he's like, "It's time for the Jedi to
and the
end."
music swells, and
People were like,
what?
"What?
Yeah.
What?" And we were like, "It's a misdirect. It's a misdirect," and it wasn't.
No.
It wasn't, and that's why that movie's so awesome because it wasn't a misdirect.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was thinking that
It wasn't
she'd
like
have
a
to ask him
trailer
2
line.
times, and then she'd have to like trick him into coming and
I
help
hate being
her.
asked the same question 3 times. No, Ray, I will not train you.
Damn.
Master Skywalker, will you train me? No, I will not. That would have been great.
Do I really have to ask you 2 more times?
That starts a new question in that line
Fine.
of questions.
Master Skywalker, will you train me? No. See, well, now you have to.
I'm not even going to say
no, I
what
don't.
we're referencing. I hope you guys just figure it out.
No, I
I'm
don't
not even
have
gonna
to.
say.
Because the second question that you asked me was, do I really have to ask you 2 more times? Which starts a new line of questioning. Which is the first line of a new line of questioning. And doesn't count in the previous line of questioning.
Jeez.
Love that movie.
Mustafa, I'll be killing you now.
Doctor The wound is beginning to smell like almonds, which is not good. Oh, God. But yeah, this will change. People's opinions will change. Just watch. The internet, like the people, because there's people who love the movie that don't like to say they don't like that they like it because people attack them for liking the movies.
Yeah.
Like I used to tweet out, "I love Last Jedi" just to see you're a shill, like just awful. Like it was bad, but I don't care because like I'm not scared of people on the internet. But
Just not scared of people in general.
Oh no, but especially not like fat people sitting behind their internet at their mom's basement. For sure, not scared of you.
Facts.
Oh man. I know we're wrapping this up. I clicked out of it like an idiot, but I'd like to come back to this topic because we have a special guest coming on the show. I think Wednesday, if you're around.
Yeah, I'll be here. Yeah.
Somebody who finally did what we asked someone to do and give us all of their complaints from the sequel trilogy. We're going to talk to her online, and my goal for that is to not change her mind, but maybe give insight to things that like upset her, and then go like, well, this is this, and blah 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 blah,
and explain why we like it and things that we like. Yeah.
And I do know that one of the movies that she said she didn't like, she rewatched and she was like, okay, I like this actually.
Mm-hmm. Which people need to do more of. Not
sure.
just with Star Wars, with anything. If you don't like
Ragnarok.
it, go back and watch it again or read it again, whatever it is.
We're going to plow through these. I'm so sorry if I don't answer these quickly, but I want to get to all these.
One of these we'll probably address when we talk about the movies coming up.
Okay.
So.
Why do so many people love Clone Wars, Mandalorian, and Ahsoka, but hate the sequels and Rey? I feel like those things prove you can make the vast majority, even online, happy with Star Wars. That comes from Trent Huster. Sorry if I said your name wrong. At Trent DEU. Dude, I don't know why some people love it and hate everything else. I think the only thing I can think of with the love for Clone Wars is it finished really, really strong. Mm-hmm. Not that Rise of Skywalker
But they loved
didn't.
it before the finish.
Well, I think it has to do with it ties in with the Star Wars movie that they love.
True,
because a lot of people online are going to be kids that watch the prequels and love them growing up, like us. Except I didn't love the prequels growing up. I liked the original trilogy better. I just always have.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my guess. I don't know. Plus I think too that like Ahsoka was so annoying, and the fact that they were able to make her not annoying is just.
Have you watched the Clone Wars movie in a while?
I've tried. I
watched
can't get through it.
A month ago, maybe.
Oh, dude,
Ahsoka's so bad in that.
I can't watch it.
I can't stand it. But
I
to see where
get
she
to
is there to where she ends up, I was like, that's perfect. It's beautiful. But she is awful in the movie. The Clone Wars movie, can't stand her. But I think the thing
people also don't hate Rey. It's just funny to. Yeah. It's one of those things online where people make fun of it and it just catches on. They don't hate Rey. And go to Galaxy's Edge, man. I'm telling you, you'll see little kids and
swamped every day.
People don't hate Rey. It's a very like I'm telling you, go ask your casual Star Wars friends if they like the sequels. They will all say yes.
Yeah.
Because they're not as. And this kind of sounds like weird because we're doing a podcast on Star Wars, so I'm like trying to not sound like an A, but they don't care as much in a good way, where it's like I enjoyed the movie, and not everything has to. Everything does have to for me to tie in, and I don't think anything doesn't tie in. But like,
not everything has to make sense for them, and
not everything has to be a fucking fight. Like, why did she get 7 seconds less of screen time? Like, it's those little things. It's like, Why is Rey a Palpatine? Because that's what they wrote, and if you like it or you don't, and it's if you don't,
because that's
fine.
what happened.
But
that's just what happened. She's
why,
Palpatine.
Well, that explains their powers away. Yeah, but remember when you were complaining that they didn't explain her powers? So now they did. So
She's
now
it's got to be from somewhere. She can't just be magically powerful.
I would like to come back to this question at some
Same,
point,
me
and I
too.
want to do this last one here,
Yeah.
and this comes from Lafitte's Anchor at Lafitte's
I
Anchor.
think he's a Dallin fan.
I think
for
so
sure.
too, probably.
Gene Lafitte.
I'm a new listener, so you might have already addressed this, but what do you say to those who claim that Rey is a Mary Sue type character? I think they don't know what the definition of a Mary Sue character is. That's one of those things that caught on and just people ran with it.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. In 2015, after I watched The Force Awakens, I came out with that same mindset. I came out being like, why the hell is Rey so good at this and this and this? I'm not sure if I like this. I'm not that big of a fan.
People forget that these are trilogies. Like,
Yeah.
not everything's going to be
Yeah,
explained
even
to you
I did back then.
in the first movie. Like,
Yeah.
you have to give it a chance
Yeah.
to, and that's why, like, I think it's, for me, goes original trilogy, sequel trilogy, prequel trilogy. I still think the original films are better. I had more fun with these, I think.
Yeah.
But I think that the original trilogy is just one of those things where it's like, I'm never going to, it's nostalgia. It's everything that goes into why I like Star Wars is just probably nostalgia.
I might like the characters in the sequel trilogy better than the original characters.
I agree with you because those are like character types versus actual characters.
Yeah. That's true.
What is that clicking sound?
No clue. Might be the mic again.
Oh, that's so annoying. I'm so sorry, you guys. God, it's stupid.
We're wrapping up, so I mean,
Um,
we'll live for one episode.
But I would like to get back into this question too. But I think they just don't know what Mary Sue means. A Mary Sue person is just who's there and just doesn't follow the plot along. She's got everything to do with the plot. She
I'd
goes
never
and finds
even
Luke.
heard of this term until Force Awakens.
It's an internet thing, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, people just
never
start
heard of it
saying
until
that, and then what people do is they see someone that they respect say that, or not even respect. They just see it and they repeat it.
That's probably what happened to me because I was like, I'm not sure if I like Rey, and then I saw people call her Mary Sue, and I was like, what the hell does that mean? And then I looked at whatever I thought it meant, and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't like it. That's probably what happened to me.
Yeah,
because now I've come around, I don't think that at all. But back then, yeah, I thought that way.
I don't get it.
So-
I don't get how you could look at that character and think she's. I mean, because if that's the case, then Luke is.
Yeah,
Because they're the same character.
essentially. I mean,
They're the same
yeah.
character. They're come from a
descendants of
nowhere
evil.
desert planet, descendants of evil. They're
Yeah.
the same character,
Yeah,
and they don't know that they're descendants of evil, and they've been chosen
Right.
from this greater adventure,
Right.
always longing for it.
yeah. They just
They're the
long
same
differently.
character,
like,
man.
Luke longed to leave, Rey longed to stay, but like,
Well, she wanted to stay
For a reason.
only because her family was coming back to get her, so
Yeah.
then they could go do things.
that's true. Yeah.
So yeah. Sorry to have to wrap this up so quick, but I'm having to go pick up furniture and I'm running out of time. So thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast. We will see you guys on the next episode, probably Wednesday. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next show. May the force be with you.
Always.